everyone, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about pockets and a couple of the different ways that you can add decorative pockets to t-shirts or even add some pockets into some pants who might not have them. So I have 3 different styles of pockets I'm going to show you today, starting with the absolute simplest, so let's get into it. So here I have a white scrap of fabric that I have ironed out just a little bit, and this is going to be acting as whatever it is that you want to apply your pocket to. I've also cut out a rectangle smaller in size of the fabric that I would like to add the pocket for, and I'm using this floral fabric and the white fabric actually for all of these demonstrations. So if, say, this is a t-shirt and we want to make a simple pocket t-shirt, which I have done on this channel before, and I will put in the iCard up here-ish if you're interested. The very simplest way to do this is I actually, first of all, cut the edge off on the clean edge that's already been finished from the fabric store. I think I got this from Joann's. And I'm going to make that the top just so I don't have to worry about hemming it or doing anything to it. And the way that you get the perfect point at the bottom is you're actually going to mark out the middle and fold up your edges into a triangle point. And once you have that done, you should press your edges with a flat iron or a regular clothing iron to make the shape. You should also pull in your edges like this just to make it the cleanest pocket it can be. So I'm going to go press this now. With your edges completely pressed, your piece of fabric should now look like this and this in the back. So now you're going to go to whatever it is that you want to apply this to. You're going to place it in the area in which you would like it to sit. And you're going to either take one of 2 methods in order to apply this. You can either go the basic route and stitch with a running stitch all the way around, or if you have a sewing machine, I also might use a zigzag stitch just to ensure that it's not going anywhere and kind of add a decorative edge. Or you can take some fabric glue, and this is probably the easier way, but you're going to want to make sure everything is laying perfectly flat and exactly as you'd like it before you glue it down, because once it's glued there's not going to be a way to fix it. So I am going to stick mine down now. Once you've finished that, you should have a fully functional pocket. For this next method, you will once again need something to stick everything down onto, so I again have this white fleece. And you're going to need another rectangular piece of your fabric, a second rectangular piece that is the same width and about half the length of your original rectangle, and a button. This particular method is going to include the easy route of having the aesthetic of a button but not a functioning button. If you want for it to function, of course, you would have to attach the button to here and create a buttonhole in the top piece of fabric. I am simply going to be attaching to the top and flipping it over, or if you still want some functionality but don't have to worry about all the buttonholes, you can attach Velcro to the bottom and to the underside of the top, so it's still functional but you don't have to worry about the unsightliness of the Velcro, and you still get that button aesthetic. So much like that first one, you're going to flip this over and you're going to want to just cover up all the edges, fold them in and press them down and hem them so that once you attach them they are securely stuck in the position they are meant to be in. Even though the top edge of this is going to be covered, I still don't want it to fray, so I'm going to be folding every edge in and pressing every edge. On the top piece, you're going to do something similar. I'm going to leave the bottom edge that's finished, again, kind of like I did with the top one. I'm not going to worry about this bottom edge because no one's going to be seeing it in any way, nor is it going to be touched, so it likely will not be affected. I'm only going to pull in the sides just the same amount as I have on the bottom piece so that they match up. And lastly, for the button, I'm just going to stick it right to the front, just with some glue or really any other method of attachment you'd like. Here we have our pieces all hemmed up. So you can see only 2 edges on this one, all 4 edges on the bottom. And now we're going to actually attach it to our piece. So, much like the last one, you're going to place it wherever you'd like it and attach either glue dots or fabric glue, whatever kind of glue you choose to use on the sides, but leaving the top open. Or you can stitch again. And once you get that down, you'll take your top piece and you're going to stick it down this way, just above the top, so that it will fold down like that. Once again, after all that, you should have a fully functioning pocket with a fully functioning opening. And I'm just going to take some hot glue and use that to attach the button right in the center. Now our last one is going to be the most complicated. I have the white pieces here, which I'm actually going to be using as the actual pocket piece, and in this case the patterned fabric is going to be our garment that we are attaching it to. So this is great if you want to add pockets to pants, or really anything that is already kind of put together and you want an invisible pocket, so it kind of sits inside of whatever it is that you're using. So in this one, I have cut out two matching pieces. I simply folded the fabric in half and cut them out so that they'd be exactly the same. And these are going to be your pocket size. And what I did in the fabric, now you can either choose to do this on the seam and just seam rip up, or in my case, just as this example piece, I've just cut a slit in the fabric about the same length as the top of my pocket. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to actually attach your pocket. For the sake of ease of explanation, I am simply going to use my hot glue gun here. So just like the last couple pockets, you're going to apply whatever glue or stitching method you would like to put these two pieces together. And you're going to want to do this with the wrong sides together, because when you push it inside, then the right sides will be facing up. So obviously I have just a totally white piece here, so it really doesn't make much of a difference. But if you are doing a patterned fabric and you would like for the pattern to be visible on the inside of your pocket, make sure that the correct side of the fabric is facing you. And you are gluing the wrong sides together, which is contrary to what pretty much anyone in sewing would tell you on any other project. All right, once this is done, you have a little pocket piece here, which is great. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the front of your piece, and we're going to work on attaching this pocket to the outside of your pants or whatever fabric you're choosing. I also did not mention this, nor did I do it because it's just a demonstration, but always, always, always hem your fabric. So make sure that you have, in fact, pressed this down or really just done anything to make sure the edges are clean, because there is a chance that they are going to be visible once you put them in. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of slightly open your pocket and place it over top of the slit or the seam ripped section of your seam that you would like to apply your pocket to. This is where you're going to apply your glue or your stitches if you are not using a glue gun like I am right now. So you're just going to go right underneath here and attach your glue. Then you're going to do the same thing just to the other side of your slit. So flatten that out. And for the demonstration, again, I am using glue or hot glue. You would benefit better from stitching or fabric glue. Press that down, make sure your opening still pops out. It sure does. And the last part of this little project is going to be to flip your pocket inside out by pushing it into the hole. If you are using a more flexible glue, this wouldn't be a very difficult thing to do. Of course, I have to deal with all the hard glue bits that I have put in here. So again, fabric glue is probably your best option here. If not stitching, of course. In the wisest words of my mother, do as I say, not as I do. And as you can see now, there is a fully functioning pocket. So say this is the seam of your pants that you've then seam ripped. Now you have a nice little pocket in there to place, I don't know, maybe chapstick, maybe a pen. I didn't make this very big just for the sake of the demonstration, but it should be relatively hidden, but I would always recommend going with a fabric that is going to match or look somewhat similar to whatever it is that you're sewing onto, just to make sure the process goes seamlessly and you're not regretting doing this later. But it definitely works. And there you have it, 3 ways to add pockets to various garments. So hopefully this is giving you some inspiration or some ideas on how to update anything or add extra pockets. I know last week I did a little video on how to update an old tote bag by adding pockets or pen straps and security tags. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check the iCard up here for that as well. And you can actually apply a lot of these methods to your bags as well. So instead of having a simple square one, you could have the triangle point, really any shape you want. You could add a flap for whatever kind of pockets you have in there, or if you have just an extra seam on the side that you'd like to throw some side pockets into, this is also an option as well. So hopefully this is giving you some inspiration, and yeah, I think that's all I have to say. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. I make new videos every Sunday, so hopefully I will be seeing you next week. Bye bye.